Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in. I have my boat at the house. I have like 7, 8 days off right now. So I got it from the storage, backed it in the driveway to try and knock some tasks out, knock some stuff out. And it got to like 30 degrees. It was 75 last week and now it's super cold. But anyway, I'm gonna not let that deter me. I'm gonna try and do some stuff inside of the boat. Uh, Yesterday, my son and I did a lot of cleaning. I actually spilled some water right there. I gotta clean that up. But we removed the water pipe, the septic pipe, which I'm gonna block up. I'm not going to run that. It was kind of pointless. It was a 2.5 gallon tank that was under a porta potty. So I feel like you just created more work for yourself. Anyhow, the focus right now is I found these wires under the bulkhead. So once you seal this up, it's a done deal. So I noticed the wires were damaged up top, and what I am going to do is I bought replacement wire. I think it was 18 gauge. So I'm going to splice it, put a heat shrink wrap, that stuff on there, and I bought this connector. There was O'Day had a just like a 3-pin positive negative ground, some kind of system like that, and I'm gonna try and do this 2 flat and just give it plenty of access. So if me or somebody that owns it in the future damages it, they'll have a little bit of extra wire to play with, and not like it was. You could tell like they're down to like the nitty gritty strands of wire to keep it working, and I'm just gonna go through and do something that's gonna work towards the future. This boat shouldn't really ever be this far apart again. But yep, do that wiring, and then hopefully put the bulkheads in. We'll see. So I have my 2 pieces of wire cut. I think I gave myself it's probably about 18 inches, a little bit of excess, but I will go up top and feed it from the top down and start connecting. Just a quick view what we got going on. I'm sure I got a lot of neighbors looking at me because I have a giant sailboat in the driveway. But here's my little tape job. Get this. And I'll run the second one. Kind of replace my little temporary seal for the water. So there is a second connection right here. Should cover it up, but I'm gonna take this out and I'm gonna use a 3-prong switch from what you use on a trailer. It's got like a green, white, and whatever color. I'm sure y'all know what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna use one of those and use that connector and seal this up a little better. You know, all this crazing is like future Jason problems, but so everybody can kind of get a look at what I'm talking about here. Like, this looks like, let me get in there, it looks like crap. So I'll do something a little bit nicer. This may look like crap, but it does not leak. Looks like it was wet, or the glue did something weird, made that brown layer, and it looks gross, but it doesn't leak. We have this light, which I hope works, and then we also have the nav lights up top. And you know, my running rigging looks okay-ish. Hopefully it doesn't all have to be replaced. That's future Jason problems. But let's go down below. So, success. Our wires were pushed through. I will start cleaning up exposing the ends so we can get a good connection, and put one of those little shrink wraps on there. We'll tighten up the slack, and I think I'm actually going to use a little bit of silicone or some sticky something to kind of get it up in there, and hopefully put the bulkhead in. I don't know if anybody else has any other way of doing this, but I just take, since I already know it's 18, usually you get a guess. But I just pinch on the cable, kind of spin this around with my finger, and you'll feel it give, and you have an exposed wire. All right, sick. Let's break out the shrink wrap and do this thing. Free it out. Ah, shit. I'm probably totally doing this wrong. Probably gonna, one out of the 10 subscribers I have is probably gonna let me know how I'm fucking this up, messing this up. You know what? I might tape it before I do this. That'll do, big. So what I'm gonna do is put a little bit of silicone in up in there to kind of hold it. And then and all these little screw holes, I think I'll just pop a little bit. Should give the screws a little something more to bite on. So another thing I'm going to do, I'm sure the angle sucked, is I'm going to go and confirm, I wrote a line, and I'm going to confirm all of my measurements and height. So when I put the board in there, I can just put everything back where it goes. I might sweep this again because I made a little bit of mess, but I think it will buff out. It should be way better than it was. Okay, so I've marked, I took a pencil, marked where it was, and I couldn't mark much on here, so I wrote from, right to left, half inch, and this third one was a 5/8. Right here, I'll be able to measure. I should write it over here if I can, but it's 0.75 inches. Well, I could do that too. But yeah, I'll just figure that shit out. Yep, and then I went through and marked all of these. And I'm not gonna lie, I have the piece made. I'm not a carpenter. It looks pretty good. Slightly intimidated about how this is gonna go. But we're gonna get in here and we're gonna give it hell, and hopefully I have a bulkhead and then a second bulkhead and a compression post. And honestly, everything else on this boat is super easy. Like, it sounds so stupid that like woodwork is the one thing that's gonna like mess with me, but definitely not a woodworker. All right, let the shit show begin. It's gonna be bad. We're good. It's gonna be good. Well, hey, here it is. My battery's about to die, but I got it in there. Looks okay. There is one spot, like right there, where there's a small gap, but there's so much surface area touching that I'm not really worried about it. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna start putting this second one in, and also change the battery in the GoPro. So I installed the two bulkheads. I would say like I'm mostly satisfied. There's a couple little gaps, like right there. I can live with that. But as far as the structural component of it, it is just leaps and bounds better than what it was. I'm okay with the way the color of the wall turned out. Eventually I'll have to fix those, but there's just no reason to do it right now. So coming further back, yes, it is a lighter color, and it is also a lighter color in here. It's just kind of the way it turned out. I could tell you it was purpose design, or I could tell you that one side of the plywood I bought had primer on it, and that's kind of the way it turned out. Believe whatever you want to. At this right here, kind of almost looks like it has primer on it, but whatever. I have to repair that little pad on this side, but that should really complete the V-berth. My janky $10 fix saved $450 because that does not leak. Really, I have to put the chain plate. I want to wait for better weather, but I want to clean out that the little pocket where the chain plate goes, and put a bunch of epoxy shit in there. Really, we're being honest, that's what I want to do. I want to epoxy the shit out of it, the heck out of it, and reinstall the chain plate. Hopefully I don't do it backwards. But 2 bulkheads down, 1 compression post to go. If there's anything wrong putting the compression post in, it is not the guy that helped me make it. It'll definitely be me. But I think that we got her.